Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So this is the moment that everyone's been waiting for, especially myself. We're going to be testing the Tekko32 4in1 ESC on the complete setup with 4 motors, bashing the hell out of it and seeing how well it performs. And after we do that, we're just going to add one small 470 microfarad Rubicon Low Esr capacitor. All the links are down in the description if you want to check them out. So this one in previous testing just tested amazing, but the reason it tested so good was because all of the capacitors were working only for one motor, because at the older setup we were just testing one motor at a time because I didn't have a complete setup. However, today is a completely different story. We have the 4 motor testing setup, and what we're going to be using today is the Tekko32 4in1 ESC Matek F405 because there's no voltage regulator on the VTX, which gives us a clear representation of what's going on in the FPV video feed. And for motors, I went with the BrotherHobby R5s. These are the 2306 2450 kV motors. Pretty damn noisy. I made sure they're noisy. It was between them and T-Motors, and I found these to be the best setup for the 4in1 ESC testing from now on. So, enough talking, and let's just jump to it. Alright guys, so the results are in here, and they're pretty good. They're very good actually. Let's take a look at this. So first we have the throttle noise test, and on the bottom we have the simulated flight maneuvers test. There they are. Alright, so what I did is I ran 2 tests. One just default with nothing connected for filtration, and another test with a 470 Rubicon Low Esr capacitor. So as you can tell here, this is the throttle noise test. We have 10% throttle, 25, 50, 75, and 100% throttle. On both of these are the same exact thing, just one is a colored version, so you kind of get an idea of wherever the voltage was at most of the time. Sorry about that. Alright, so on the bottom we have the simulated, aggressive simulated flight maneuvers to kind of give us an idea of what would happen in real life. So taking a look at this is a very good result. And why do I say it's a very good result? Well, because I have the testing result for one of the best ESCs I've ever tested, which was the Tekko32 single ESC, and we've tested this previously only on one motor. And this is the testing result. This was the best thing an ESC has ever tested. And to see the Tekko32 4in1 ESC do almost the exact same thing on 4 motors is spectacular, actually. So if we take a look at this, this is just, yeah, you can see it for yourself. It's right there. Alright, so here's another thing. We also did this test with the Tekko 4in1 ESC with just one motor, which was my previous testing setup. And if we take a look at that, it's right here. You could see it had an almost perfect result, which I told you at the current moment of time. This gives us a clear idea of what would happen because there's only one motor, and all of the capacitors for 4 motors on that 4in1 ESC will be activated just for one motor. And this is the result we got at that current moment of time. However, here, fast forward a couple months later, and we have our complete setup where we test 4 motors. And you can see it does give us a very clear representation of how it would perform in a real life scenario, sort of. And this performed very well, obviously. So the Tekko32 4in1 ESC, I still truly believe it's the best 4in1 ESC in terms of filtration. I've never done real world flight testing with it just yet. I've also tested the DAL-RC on the older setup and in real life, and I really love that ESC, but I will be testing it in an upcoming video and comparing this one with the DAL-RC engine as well. Now let's take a look at the noise down here. Now this you might think it seems pretty noisy, but it's actually not. This is the voltage sags from the battery down here, and what you really have to take a look at is voltage spikes. We have no voltage spikes. I mean, here's a GemFan ESC. This is just one motor connected to it. This is what you don't want to see. That's the GemFan Maverick. And if we take a look, let's just bring in another one. Here's the Emax formula. You see, this is what you don't want to see. This, you get a clear visual representation of what's really going on. And how can I clarify this even more so you can get a better idea? Is I'm going to bring up the Solo Good ESC. And where is the Solo Good ESC? So here is the Solo Good with 5 low ESR capacitors connected to it. And you can kind of get an idea of what's really going on. You see that? You could still see in the 4in1 ESC with no filtration, you could see the same patterns, which is what's really going on with the voltage. And if we take a look at, where is it? 1 second. Okay. So if we take a look at the Solo Good with nothing, this is what we had. You see, this is terrible. You don't want to see, you can't really tell what's really going on. Here you could tell what's really going on with the voltage. And this ESC just tested phenomenal. So let's go ahead and take a look with me adding a 470 microfarad low ESR capacitor to this setup. So where's for motor test, Tekko32, okay. So here's the noise with just one 470 microfarad low ESR capacitor on this Tekko32 4in1 ESC. And here it is in the colored version, so you get a better idea of what's going on. So this is just one 470 microfarad low ESR capacitor, and it did just amazing. It's like it's adding 4 low ESR capacitors to those Solo Good ESCs on a complete setup. So in terms of filtration, I think this is the best you could possibly get at the current moment of time of everything I've tested. Obviously, I'm still going to be doing more testing. However, there's something to take note of this ESC. Since there's so many caps, a lot of people, when they're putting in their nylon standoffs, end up, you know, probably pushing the cap off the board. So that's very important. So be very cautious, or just add rubber gaskets before on the bottom side and the upper side when you put your nylon standoffs, because you can damage some of the capacitors, because you know you only have so much space on a board to put that many capacitors. So take that into consideration. And this happened to a couple people, so especially if you're new, just be careful putting those nylon standoffs into place. So yeah, but overall, I think this is the best 4in1 ESC in terms of filtration. Real world testing, I have never done a flight just yet. I'm about to build it right now, and over the next couple videos, and take it out for a flight, or just replace it with the RC engine and seeing how well it does also in real world testing. But overall, this tested very good, obviously, and the results speak for themselves. I can't say anything else. And obviously we'll be comparing it to other 4in1 ESCs very soon on the channel, then you can get an even better idea of what's really going on. And I think that's going to conclude it for this video, guys. It would really be super awesome if you could support me on Patreon, help this channel grow. And you could also use the affiliate links down below. Those greatly support the channel. And if you guys have any questions or any suggestions or any ideas, feel free to let me know. I am reading the comments, and I'm taking suggestions from you guys, and I'm putting them all together. Whatever I'm able to do, I will do. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. See you guys. Take care.